Today is August. Oh shoot, let me fix my settings. August 10th. Xavier's birthday is tomorrow. My daughter's birthday is in 2 weeks. Happy birthday to Xavier and my daughter, preemptively. Hold on, you guys. I'm connected to my backup device. I need to connect to my iPhone.
There's Wi-Fi here. It's free.
That's great. Disconnect. So super dramatic morning, you guys. Hold on, let me. Fantastic. So we are back. How are you guys doing today? Hi, you guys. Good morning. We're at the Lincoln Park Conservatory doing some killers. I don't know what's going on in Chicago the last few days. It's been packed with people. Like everywhere we go, there are people. And like usually spots where there's not that many people, it's so weird. I am going to do some killers this morning. I've been sharing with you guys that I, during my pregnancy, gained a lot of weight, probably like 60 pounds, maybe 70. Nothing new. I have 4 children. One of them is 18. The other one is, will be 18. The other one is 16. And the third is 10, about to be 11. And the baby will be, he just turned 6 months old. So, before I had Weston, I was weighing in at like 123, 133 pounds as my lowest. And my highest was like 140 or 150. On average. So I ranged between 125 and 150. And that was depending on a lot. Was I lifting heavy weights in the gym? How was I eating? How was I sleeping? But for about a good 4 or 5 years, that was where I was. From about 18 months after my younger daughter, Alexis, was born, all the way until I got pregnant with Weston, I was always between 125 and 140. Right now, I put myself approximately 165 or 170. And I am very eager to get back into my pre-pregnancy shape and size and clothing size. I refuse to buy like jeans or clothes or even try on for any size over like a 6. I've tried on 8s that were given to me for free through donation. And they fit right now. So I really want to get back to my happy size where I feel healthy and light and like I can move freely. And that is definitely going to be a size 4 to 6. 4 in dress, 6 in pants, usually long. That's my target. That's my happy, healthy weight. And I'm 5'9" for perspective. I do have a background in healthcare as well as fitness. And I have done private personal training, and I've also worked for Export and LA Fitness. So besides that, I've done ISSA, NCCPT, and NASM for training for fitness. And I've completed all of those courses and tested out of ISSA as well as NCCPT, never NASM. So I have a lot of knowledge and I know what works. For me as a weightlifter who's not currently in the gym, I do a lot of really high amounts of cardio. So I'm doing approximately 60 miles of bicycling or walking or, some other sort of, intensive cardio or low impact cardio, depending on the day. Just something that gets my heart rate into a zone of 2. That's the ideal heart rate for maximum fat burning while not burning away your muscle is heart rate zone 2. So the best way to go about this, and I've done this before, I was my own personal trainer for a good year. I had a private personal trainer for about 6 weeks after my daughter was born. And then I hired a prep coach for MPC who helped me with my nutrition and my dieting. And then I kind of took it from there. and I did fantastic on my own. And that's when I decided to be a personal trainer. So besides my healthcare background, I also have fitness and personal training. And so I'm doing this myself, and I'm excited to share my journey. Like I said, I'm still breastfeeding, and I'm 6 months postpartum. So I'm not putting myself on the extreme diet regimen that I put myself on when I was trying to prep or entering a prep season for the NPC. I'm not doing that. I'm eating what I can. I'm in a situation of homelessness right now where we're living in a shelter, and praying to God that we find some sort of employment sooner than later. It's terrible. I would not wish this situation on anyone. I think that no one should be permitted or forced to live in this sort of setting. It's incredibly oppressive, very abusive, incredibly dramatic. The people there seem to spend their time doing a lot of gossiping about each other and worrying and living in stress. It's just not a good environment for anyone. And I believe that the model should be, when a person is homeless, the first thing they should do is go to the ER, because housing is health care. From the ER, they should be assessed for one of numerous things. Do they have a drug problem that led to their homelessness? Do they have a mental health problem that led to their homelessness? Do they have a domestic abuse problem that led to their homelessness? Do they have a poverty problem that led to their homelessness? Or none of the above? You put people into one of those 5 categories, and then once you put people into those categories, you can better assess their individual needs and assess the situation, and then assign them a living situation that will help them with whatever is keeping them homeless. So to be honest with you guys, the fact that I'm no genius and I've been able to figure this out and kind of solve this, it makes me feel as though people kind of want, to keep homelessness as an issue. When it doesn't need to be. We have solutions. We have 2024 has things like Airbnb, has things like Hotel Tonight, has things like Priceline, and they can go through and Rolodex every flight that exists, every apartment that exists for rent, every hotel that exists for rent, every Airbnb that exists for rent, and put them in a CRM based system where people can match themselves to a living situation. Now, if we take out the point of concern being enough money, we should be able to do the same thing with beds for the homeless. We should be able to have an Airbnb system that tells you where there is a bed, when it's available, for whom, what area, and what specialty, meaning, is this for someone who's detoxing from drugs or alcohol? Is this for someone who's just poor, et cetera, and so forth? And the fact that we don't do that literally leads me to believe that there is some other reason, probably and possibly nefarious, to keep people in this current state of oppression where they have to be homeless. It's bad for everyone. It is not good. It is not positive. There's nothing about it. When we go in there, it's a lot of, as I said, if you're an empath and you can pick up on energy and vibes and you can feel what's going on, it's really, really difficult to be in that situation and keep your vibe elevated, because it starts to weigh on you, the collective vibe. Like, I can walk in there and be like, oh my God, this is such bullshit. They canceled the visit with my son. My daughter hasn't picked up the phone. I'm so upset. Now, when you have that 35 times in one small space, imagine the energy levels. We all have like one thing that's upsetting us, and we don't have one thing. We have like 30 things, 50 things, 100 things. So when we all have that one thing, and then we say that one thing, and then we try to get our vibration back up after like sharing or leaning on each other, or even being quiet, but just carrying that energy, you could feel that frequency. All of that stress, that blocks us. It blocks energy from passing through us, and it's very difficult, to manage in a small, condensed space. We turn to God, we tell God about our problems, we pray for assistance, and we do all of these things, but at the end of the day, energy is real. It's a part of physics. You can hear and feel sound. That's true. You can hear and feel sound. Have you guys ever been standing next to like a cymbal that crashes? You could feel the vibration of that energy. So that's the same way that energy works. And in order for us to exist in spaces and cohabitate in spaces where we are able to be happy and healthy, we need to isolate from each other. And what I mean mostly by that is we need to be able to walk away from that bad energy that our neighbor might have,